Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and this is my thread response to Brian, the Embryonic Robots thread that he started of 10 songs that I hate. So, following along with kind of his criteria, obviously there's a lot of songs I hate, but I'm not going to pick things that I've just heard in passing or popular songs or songs from my youth that I couldn't stand. Um, this is mostly going to be things that I actually own. Two of them are not. I did own them at one time, but I don't anymore. So I'll just get those out of the way first. My first one is Eric Clapton, I Shot the Sheriff. I cannot stand it. It's nails on a chalkboard to me. I used to have it on a best of comp from Eric Clapton, the timepieces, I think it was the one, the major compilation that everybody knows. Got rid of it at some point. I really only liked Layla, so I figured, why am I holding on to it? I can hear that song anytime I want. So I Shot the Sheriff. Cannot stand it. The next one is Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun. I had this on a comp, I believe, as well, that if I have it, I can't find it, and I really don't care. So if I do find it, I'll probably get rid of it. Not an awful song on the face of it. Why I hate it is I went to see King's X, I believe, in 94, 95, and over the loudspeakers before the band came out, whoever was running the board decided they really liked that song or were really trying to punish us, and they played Black Hole Sun over and over and over and over. It was probably a half hour, but it feels like it was hours. And as soon as that song starts now, I just cringe. I can't take it. So that's Black Hole Sun. Now we'll go to things I actually own. Kind of low-hanging fruit here, but this is the Forbidden album from Black Sabbath. Maybe the worst album of all time, or up there. The song The Illusion of Power, the opening song, just sets the tone for this is a contractual obligation, lazy album. It was produced by Ernie C. of the band Body Count, and it sounds terrible. And there's a guest rap in the middle from Ice-T. Basically, everything bad about bands trying to stay relevant in the 90s is exemplified by that song, The Illusion of Power. It's the first song, and it doesn't get any better from there, so I'll pick that. All right. Warren Zevon, the album Excitable Boy. Love this album. Love Warren Zevon in general. But right in the middle, beginning of side 2, Nighttime in the Switching Yard. This is like a funky, kind of upbeat song, almost disco-y at times, and it's just stuck like a turd in the punch bowl right in the middle of just beautiful songs and classics like Werewolves of London, Rollin' the Headless Thompson Gunner, Veracruz, Lawyers, Guns, and Money. This whole album is classic, but that song just takes everything to a grinding halt. I can't stand it, so that's one I always skip. All right, then we got Judas Priest Turbo. This has been dubbed by Chromium Dioxide the Peppermint Handjob album, and that's how I always think of it. This was kind of their more glammy commercial album. A lot of people hate it. I actually like quite a bit of it, but there are some examples of just really cringe 40-year-old dudes saying, "Hey, fellow kids, we're one of you." And the song Parental Guidance on here is just super dumb. The lyrics are just, like I said, a 4-year-old guy trying to act like he's 15. We don't need no parental guidance here. No, I do not like that song. All right, next we have Dream Theater. The album is Falling Into Infinity. The song is the third song, Peruvian Skies. It's kind of like a C+ song, in my opinion. But why I hate it is the band absolutely loves it. For a long time, I don't know, I haven't seen them live in a while, but for a long time, they played it live every frigging show. And it's, a Dream Theater song. It's not like, oh, I don't really like this song, but I can wait 3 minutes. This is an 8-minute song and can stretch into 12 if they're feeling frisky on it. So every time they start it, like, frickin' really, again, Peruvian Skies? You got so many better songs, but yeah, Peruvian Skies, not a favorite of mine. All right, this one's a little obscure. Edge of Sanity, the album is infernal, and the song I'm picking is called The Last Song, and it is the final song. So this is a strange album. The band was fracturing. This is almost like a split album, even though it's one band. Dan Swano, the vocalist, did all of his songs pretty much solo, except for the drummer. And then the rest of the songs were done by the rest of the band. Dan did sing on some of those, not all of them. Andreas Axelsson, the guitar player, was kind of the other power broker in the band, and they were not getting along. Dan was kind of bored of death metal. He'd kind of been bored of it since the inception of the band. He had kind of moved on and was more into like a progressive rock thing and was trying to move Edge of Sandy in that direction. And they just were not getting along at this point. So they basically just said, all right, you do your songs, I'll do my songs, and then we'll make an album out of it. So a very schizophrenic album. But anyway, the last song was a Dan song. Really mellow keyboard, clean vocals, and then just all of a sudden bursts into the whole band playing. It doesn't fit at all. And the lyrics are, you know, in 5th grade when you're supposed to write like your first paper for school, and one of the kids thinks he's so clever and writes a paper about how he can't write a paper and doesn't have any ideas. That is what this song is. It's a song about how he can't write the song and doesn't know what to do. Not for a grown-up, man. That's not cool. And the song itself doesn't do anything musically to redeem it. And the whole album is weird. So it just all kind of culminates in me not liking that song. All right. Dire Straits, kind of a weird band for me because I think a lot of their songs are absolute masterpieces, and then the other ones I cannot freaking stand. And the number one I can't stand is Twisting by the Pool. It was on an EP that I don't have because I can barely stand to think of the song. It's so annoying. This is just a comp that it happens to be on. Otherwise, I would not own it. Tourniquet, Crawl to China. Tourniquet was a Christian thrash band that the lineup kind of started to fracture until it was basically in the hands of one guy, Ted Kirkpatrick. And this was their alternative rock, I guess, take. Not much metal on this album at all. Still some decent songs, but there's a song on it called Bats, which is about bats. And the chorus is a high-pitched bats, bats, bats. And it's probably as annoying as I am right now. It's that, but it's over and over and over again. I cannot stand to listen to it. So there's that one. And believe it or not, I have a Marillion example. This is their album Somewhere Else, probably their least regarded album from 2007. Actually, a lot of good material on here. But the 4th song, Most Toys, it's a very simplistic, upbeat song. He who dies with the most toys is still dead, and they just repeat that over and over. It's about a 3-minute song. For Marillion, it just seems so dumb you can't even believe it. And the band knows it too. They've done concerts where fans can vote on which song they want. But one of the concerts I saw that they did that. You waved like a glow stick in the air for the song you wanted. And they did like, okay, so who wants to hear Most Toys, or who wants to hear King, or some really popular song of theirs? So they know. Not great at all. I do skip it sometimes, even though it's Marillion. All right, so that was my list of 10 songs I hate. I just wanted to quickly talk about the Danzig concert I went to a couple days ago. I'll show the shirt I got at the merch booth. So Danzig was playing the entire first album and then other songs from 2, 3, and 4. So Midnight opened. Midnight, of course, I love, and I was very happy that they had the 20th anniversary photo book. This was supposed to come out for their headlining tour, but I was at the first show and they didn't have them yet, so they still had some copies. Honestly, it's kind of a waste of $20. It's a basic kind of tour program thing that you would get. A lot of pictures, but I'm a Midnight sicko, so I really wanted it. So I'm glad to have it. It's pretty small. It's like 32 pages or something, and then list the albums. And But yeah, Midnight played for about, they opened for about 35 minutes. Really good show as usual. Then we had Twin Temple, which is, they bill themselves a satanic doo-wop. I didn't hear a whole lot of doo-wop. I would say it's more rockabilly, kind of 50s and 60s themed rock, rockabilly, as I said. Very theatrical. They dress up, and the whole theme is they're Satanists playing this poppy music. It's a husband and wife team. They ride that line for me of they are so hipstery that it's almost annoying, but they do put on a good show. And my wife went to the show, and this was the band that she enjoyed the most. So there's that. I would say if you're going to a show that they're playing, I would say check them out for a little bit. I wouldn't say rush out and go see them, but it was interesting. Then Behemoth played, and I am kind of not into Behemoth anymore. The stuff I'm into, they don't play anymore. The black metal stuff, they're strictly pretty much death metal now. And so I spent a lot of that time going to the merch booth and getting a drink and whatnot. So then Danzig came out, and he was less grumpy than usual. He's still pretty grumpy, but we wouldn't have Glenn any other way. If he came out there and was happy to be there, we'd be like, what have you done with Glenn? So he did, like I said, the whole first album, not in order, but kind of more arranged as a building up to Mother at the end rather than having that in the middle of the album. And he sounded pretty good. Last time I saw him was a Misfits reunion, and he was huffing and puffing, and I didn't know if he was going to make it through the show, but seemed to sound quite a bit better this time. And then he came back and did, let's see if I remember. From 2, he did Killer Wolf, Blood and Tears, Long Way Out of Hell. And then from 3, he did Do You Wear the Mark, How the Gods Kill, and Dirty Black Summer. And from 4, he did Bringer of Death, and I'm missing one in there somewhere. But yeah, just the classic era Danzig stuff. And it was really cool to see him. And, he's getting up there, so this might be the last time he goes on tour. So I was glad to go. All right, I guess that wraps it up for this one. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. And as always, CM Punk is a piss baby. Later.